philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing is to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
I've signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. It's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. If you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grande.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I think that the overall economy is actually pretty strong.
Pretty strong. It's amazing, isn't it, these guys? How can anyone call an economy strong when savings dropped from 2.1 trillion during that COVID to 679 billion today? As a matter of fact, it's not even that much, about half of that. So how can they say this is a strong economy? Hours worked are being slashed. I mean, they're cutting hours everywhere. I have friends that run small businesses all through Sarasota. They're cutting their people, their hours. They have to. They have no choice. Credit cards are maxed out. 38.2% of people that have a credit card can't make a minimum payment, but yet they say how great the economy is. You know, last night, the debate, I only wish that Trump was turned the page a little bit and explained better how we are in this position of inflation, how we got here, and how difficult it's going to be to fix it. Inflation is a cruel thing. Inflation is a tax. And I wish he explained to everybody, look, this guy, Biden, created this inflation. I didn't create it. When you destroy oil production, you create inflation. When you stop drilling for oil in Anwar, a huge oil reserve, and we decide, let's give up our leadership as oil independent. No longer do we want to be oil independent. Who did that? That causes inflation. The American COVID Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Omnibus Bill, which is an LGBTQB bill. All inflation. Who did all that? So, and how are you going to fix it? And when interest rates went up, they did nothing to fix it. Nothing. You should have said, look, when Volcker raised rates to break the back of inflation, it was 11% in 1979. He raised rates to 20% by 1981, and it was done. We broke the back of inflation. This guy hasn't done that. He's kept inflation because he wants inflation. Because who does he kowtow to? The wealthy on Wall Street. The wealthy in Hollywood. They want inflation. These are people who get wealthy because their assets go up in value with inflation. But the point is that if Volcker could break the back of inflation by raising rates from 11% to 20% from 1979 to 1981, why the hell can't we do it? Why can't Biden do it? He started, now think about it, inflation started, rates started at 0.8% under Biden and Obama. 0.8% in 2008 or 2009. 12 years to raise it to 0.25. 12 years. Why would it take 12 years to go to 0.8 to 0.25, still under 1%? Who would want inflation that high? It took another 3 years, from July 2023, 3 years, to raise it again from 0.25 to 5.3%. What the heck? Are you kidding me? What are you, nuts? 15 years to go from 0.8 to 5.3, and you call that fighting inflation? See, this is what he should have said yesterday. They're not fighting inflation. They have no interest in fighting inflation. It's not their concern. It's all these social programs, green energy. That's all they care about. They don't care about the regular guy on the street, or they'd be cutting, they'd be slashing. Also, he should have brought out that the banks, 2009, Obama and Biden, what happened? When they took over, the biggest banks, remember, were in trouble. And these biggest banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citi, Wells Fargo, instead of breaking these banks up, what'd they do? They cut regulations. So now they became the dominant banks of our economy, of our stock market. These four mega banks, see, this is what Trump should have said last night. That they're not cutting inflation. In fact, what's happening is the reason we can't, the biggest problem with inflation and why it stays with us is because of what created it. The American COVID Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Omnibus Bill. That's responsible for how persistent our inflation is today. So those bills are responsible for how persistent our inflation is, and they are not willing to break the back of inflation like Volcker did. 79, 80, and 81. It was broken. We're 15 years, and we're still fighting inflation. Food, rent, gasoline. Your wages aren't keeping up with those things. Your wages aren't keeping up. So going back to the banks, we have a major problem. Nobody wants to talk about these banks. Can you imagine these four banks, if one of them breaks, let's take JP Morgan, and I'll bet you JP Morgan is in real trouble, because think about this. Why is Jamie Dimon retiring early? As a matter of fact, you see, the other day they did a stress test on his bank here in June. They did all the stress tests on all the banks in June, and he came out yesterday and complained that when they did the stress test, that they estimated their assets and underestimated their debt. What the hell's with that? He was upset. He said, these numbers are wrong on my bank. We have more debt than that. We have less revenue. So if you just take J.P. Morgan, the biggest bank in the country, it has a massive $4 trillion in assets. It's a big player in our consumer banking, the biggest player, our corporate lending, biggest player in financial markets, in that space. They're the biggest. If anything happened to J.P. Morgan, do you know what the results would be? It'd be catastrophic for this country. What are they doing about that? They're not fighting inflation, and they're not safeguarding our bank.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grande can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, Go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone, learn off of them, one-on-one. Now that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars, but I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro. Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have a really great environment right now. The data in the U.S. is very favorable. Yeah.
The data in the U.S. is favorable? What's wrong with these people? Favorable? People are suffering. Favorable? They can't retire. They just came out with a report. About 75% of people who reach 65 will not be able to retire. About 70%. 70% of people who are getting ready to retire will not be able to retire. 70%. Actually, it was more than that. That's a great environment. But let's go back to the banks, because here's what people don't realize. When they keep saying how there's not going to be a recession, there is going to be a recession. There is going to be. Anytime you have a yield curve that's inverted, the one thing you can bank on, the one thing's been consistent for 50 years, when you have a inverted yield curve, you have recession. It's always been that way. And the last thing we need is a recession with the shape our banks are in. And you take 4 banks, because of Obama and Biden, when they took over in 2009, and they got all the regulations changed, so these banks can grow. I mean, grow. So today you're sitting here with J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Citi, and Wells Fargo. These are the biggest banks in our country. They got everybody by the throat. They control the space, consumer banking, they control that space, they control corporate lending, they control all the financial markets, the stock markets, they control it. That shouldn't occur. That's insane. Now, these mega banks, remember they're all talking about how they grew them to where they're too big to fail? It's worse today. They're too big to sell. You can't even sell them. Who are you going to sell them to? Those banks, you put those banks together, they're bigger than most countries. Who are you going to sell them to? So they control everything, all the different spaces. Just take J.P. Morgan. One bank fails, J.P. Morgan. It would be a catastrophe. Oh, but they tell you, don't worry, we do stress tests. We do stress tests. Oh, really? Just like they do these annual stress tests. And you remember in 2009 when they did the annual stress tests? In Washington Mutual, they said, oh, all these banks, including Washington Mutual, passed with flying colors. What happened? Now, 4 months later, they went belly up. 4 months later, the FDIC had to go in and seize their $300 billion in assets and $300 billion in deposits. Oh, yeah. No problem. They're in good shape. Are you kidding? Look what happened with Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic Bank. Two of the largest regional banks. Oh, they had their annual stress test too. What'd they say? Oh, passed with flying colors. They went belly up. Why? Because of the programs that Biden put in place. The three different programs he put in place, the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Omnibus Bill, those programs created such inflation, tremendous inflation, that they had to start raising rates. So here, these banks were out there buying long-term treasuries. And it was because of Biden. See, this, I wish he was talked about this last night, Trump. So what happened was, as the inflation got worse and worse, they started to raise rates, but too slowly. So they raised rates, and it took down Silicon Valley Bank and First Republic Bank because their treasuries, their long-term investments went upside down. So here in March of 2023, we were told they were fine. They had a stress test. $50 billion in assets gone, lost. There was another $650 billion in assets that were upside down. Another 180 banks. See, there was 182 banks. But they said, well, let's take the two, okay, and we'll prop them up. And then what we'll do is we'll turn around and prop up the other 180 billion, so we don't have to show a 650 billion loss. So we're sitting there with this 650 billion loss hanging over our head, over our economy's head. Are you kidding? This is unbelievable. So in June of 2024, they said, hey, we did stress tests. The banks are wonderful. They're doing wonderful. Jamie Dimon came out yesterday and said, wait a minute. What do you mean wonderful? The FDIC, they overstated our assets, understated our liabilities. Now remember, he's getting ready to retire. Remember, the $20 billion that J.P. Morgan's been carrying since 2009, 2010, the subprime loans they got stuck with, and all the other garbage he stuck with. Remember I told you the other day what he did? He took all those loans and said to the other three biggest banks, Wells Fargo and Citi, and said to them, look, I'm going to spread my debt to you, because if I go down, you're in trouble. So let's spread it among the four of us. Let's spread the debt among the $20 billion among the four, and I'll make sure you get financed because I'm the biggest shareholder, J.P. Morgan, of the Federal Reserve. Now, these banks have borrowed all kinds of money to buy that $20 billion in debt from J.P. Morgan. Now, guess what? Interest rates are going up. And by the way, when interest rates go up, remember what happens? Kills our productivity, kills our job growth, kills our wage growth, kills our savings growth. Can you imagine what's going to happen if these rates go up and one of these banks go down? And it is possible.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone. Learn off of them, one-on-one. Now, that can be really expensive. Cost thousands of dollars, but I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's Gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro. Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Actually, even in a higher price environment, even with greater inflation, people are still doing okay because they're still employed.
People are doing okay. Personal bankruptcies are up 17%. 17%. That's much larger than in 2009 to 2010. You have a record 22 million part-time jobs. With consumer confidence is at its low, not high, at its low. Your gasoline, your groceries, your rent up over 20%. All the things you need are still going up. The stuff you don't need are going down. They tell you, and that's the stuff they look at. So, oh, look how inflation's going down. We're winning. 401ks, hardship withdrawals up 33%. Those are the highest emergency withdrawals ever. But what do they say?
Actually, even in a higher price environment, even with greater inflation, people are still doing okay because there's...
Look, they've got to raise rates. I know it's going to be painful, but someone's got to do it. If Volcker could do it, in 2 years, from 11% to 20%, it was behind them. And then Reagan came in. We're on our 15th year, and we just started. Think about it. It took from 2008 to March of 2020, 12 years to go from 0.8, that's 0.8%, to 0.25%. 12 years to 0.25%. And then it took another 3 years to go from 0.25% to 5.3%. Do you think somebody's serious about raising rates, about fighting inflation, when it took Volcker 2 years to go from 11 to 20%? Come on. It's insane. And how long have they been telling us they're going to cut rates? But going back to the banks, what they won't tell you about is how dangerous these banks are. In 2009, when Obama and Biden took over and they let these banks, they got rid of the regulations. Because remember who came and worked for Biden and Obama. It was the same Wall Street crew that was working for Clinton. And if you remember, Obama and Biden, when they were running, they said, these people are going to have to pay for what they did for this financial crisis. Who was he talking about? He was talking about Bill Clinton's people. And it's those same, in the day he walked in the Oval Office, he hired those same exact people. So now we're sitting here. We got not just the 183 banks being propped up. Remember, they're being propped up. We haven't solved these problems with these banks. And then here's the funny thing. To get on the list that identifies your bank is in trouble, your commercial, you have to be exposed to commercial real estate. It has to be greater than, it has to be 300% or greater. You know what these banks are exposed? 533%. Yes, 533%. So they lied about, again, that these stress tests are all BS. They're not telling us the truth. And as I said, if J.P. Morgan ever went down, or one of these banks went down, it'd be curtains. This is the position these politicians have put us in. That's why it's so important. Oh, and by the way, I told you the other day that they took Jamie Dimon because he knows his bank is upside down. He took that $20 billion in debt, right? They call SRTs, or synthetic risk transfer, to his other buddies, the other three banks, right? So if interest rates keep going up, then they're going to have the same exposure as what happened to the three regional banks. Because the three regional banks, as interest rates went up, they are losing money on their long-term investments, their treasuries. So these banks are now losing money on their long-term treasuries. I think that's why Jamie Dimon made an announcement. He's getting out early. He's getting out early. So now we have these four banks, and now we only have 5 stocks holding up the whole stock market. Yeah, 5. That's another thing people don't understand. 5 stocks. Can you believe that? So you have Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Google. Those are called cloud stocks. Cloud stocks. And then the semiconductors who sell them, the chips, you got NVIDIA, Broadcom, Taiwan Semi, Mu, and there's one more, AMD. So if you think about it, you got 10 stocks holding up the entire stock market. If that blows up, you know what happened with this market? The breadth in this market, we only have 46 stocks that are going up. So think about this. We got 46 of the S&P 500 stocks are going up in price. 46 of 500. We got 454 stocks of 500 going down. We have 5 semiconductor stocks led by NVIDIA, and we have 5 cloud stocks led by Microsoft that are propping up the whole market. And don't forget these small banks, they've never been fixed, these 180 banks. That's another $650 billion in losses. They're being propped up. This whole thing is fake. So if I were you, I'd learn how to sell short. Or get a parachute, one or the other. And it's amazing. Every time I go on Instagram and tell people the truth, my God, you think I was a witch from Salem. They want to burn me at the stake. People get so mad when you tell them the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. What are you, nuts? So, for 225 years, think about it, 225 years, 80% of retail stock investors have been losing money. They haven't learned their lesson yet. That's right. 225 years, 80% of retail stock investors lose money. Why? Because they never learned their lesson. They only buy stocks. They just buy them. They never short. They never short a stock. When the market goes down, they sit back and just watch it go down. And they go into a hope mode. Hope mode. They're going to hope. Oh, it's got to go up. It's a good company. It's got to go up. It's a good company. Because, see, they get into that stage of denial. Because, see, when the market's going up, and it goes up fast, and it's easy, they start equating their intelligence level with the money they're making. So when I tell the truth and saying, hey, I'm not telling you to get out of your tech stocks. My subscribers, my members, we're still in, but we're going to know when to get out before you do. And not only will we get out before you, we'll turn around and be short before you. But you won't even short. So 80% of retail investors are sitting back right now. They have no ideas what's going on with the four biggest banks in the country. They have no idea what's going on with the 180 banks, small banks that are upside down. They have no idea. You have 5 semiconductor stocks led by NVIDIA, 5 cloud stocks led by Microsoft holding up the whole market. And you got an economy that every day, the net worth of this economy, or debt rather, is going up. Inflation is going up.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grande of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grande can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
What is Softylocks? It's the cousin of Goldilocks, perhaps. Goldilocks is stronger growth, lower inflation. Softylocks is slower growth and moderating inflation.
Do you believe these morons? Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. When we adjust wages for inflation, we've had the biggest, I'm talking about now, we've had the biggest drop in 40 years. Real full-time jobs, good paying jobs, have fallen by half under Biden. By half. Real unemployment's 17%. This ain't coming from me. This has come from Ludwig Institute. That's right, not me. 8 million Americans are holding record number of multiple jobs. 31% of families' incomes goes to putting food on the table. And then they have to choose between gasoline, medicine, food, rent, carpet. They can't do them all. They got to choose. Imagine that. And what do we? What's this? Softy locks?
What is Softy Locks? It's the cousin of Goldilocks, perhaps.
It's amazing, isn't it? The morons. These are the morons on TV telling you what to do. The jibber jabbers. The suits. We've had massive inflation since 2021. It's been destroying our job growth, our productivity, our wage growth. It's unbelievable. I wish that Trump last night came out and said, I'm going to show you something, folks. Under Biden, you're $4,200 poorer. Here's the numbers. Take a look. Look it up yourself. Google it up. You're $4,200 poorer. Under me, you're $6,700 richer, meaning you had $6,700 more in your pocket at the end of the year. Biden, not only don't you have $4,200 in your pocket, you don't have any pockets. Next time you're going to lose your pants. What are you, nuts? Under Biden, this is 2021, median home prices are up 30%. Mortgage rates under Biden up 176%. Home payments up 141%. You know, this is what I thought Trump was going to do last night. Instead, he talks about his handicap, his golf handicap. What is he, nuts? I couldn't believe that last night. Turn the page. And he also was talking about the election. Forget it. That's behind you. That's behind you. This is what he should have been talking about. But he didn't. I hope he does much better the next one. I mean, he did a good job, but what made him look good, Trump look good, is because Joe was so bad. Joe was so bad. So he's got to prepare. Trump's got to prepare. He's not preparing. It's too loosey-goosey. So our government right now, 2023, if it was a business, you know, at the end of every year when you have a business, your accountant has to write in, are you a going concern or not? If it wasn't the government, they'd have to say the United States government is no longer a going concern. They're broke. They're broke. They have no money. They're not a going concern. Every 24 hours, the government has to borrow $3.5 billion. Why didn't he bring this up last night? And debt and deficits have severe consequences. He didn't bring that up either last night. Why? He could have finished them off. I mean, he could have done him in. So I hope next time, if there is a next time, that he takes a day and study up and throw facts at him, not his handicap for golfing. Facts. That's how you're going to finish that guy off. Because he has nothing to throw back. We have excessive debt and deficits. We have a decrease, constantly decreased savings, decreasing income, decreasing business investment. And when you have decreasing business investment, it means we have decrease in productivity, which means we have a decrease in earnings. And that's why we only have 10 stocks that are driving this market. So if you lose one of four banks, and you lose two of these companies, I don't care which one it is. Now remember, don't forget, these cloud stocks aren't all what they're cracked up to be. We've already seen a crack in the cloud stocks. Dropbox, that thing has collapsed. That's collapsed from $33 down to $22. Workday, look at this. $309 down to $223. These weren't supposed to do this. These are AI. How about CRM? Salesforce. That tanked. The one I have my members in is NTAP. That app. That's doing well. Another one that's coming back is Now, NOW. So those two I have my members in, and we're going to continue to work on NTAP and NOW now. So you should join my gang. Why don't you join my gang? And then when something does happen, you're not going to be sitting here surprised, go, what do I do? What do I do? You'll be all set when something, and you don't think, like I said, I get more hate mail when I'm on Instagram or YouTube because people don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. So in June 20th, 2 Thursdays ago, NVIDIA hit an all-time high at $140 last Thursday. What happened? Retail tourists we call them. They went and bought 665 million shares of NVIDIA right at the top, right at the peak. They've been doing this for 222 years. They buy at the top instead of at the bottom. Can you imagine? 665 million. That was never before in history has stock purchases that size ever happened. So NVIDIA hit a historic all-time high, and boom, what happened? It's not there anymore, is it? No. NVIDIA's not there anymore. It's sold off. The smart money said, I'm going to sell right into it. That's what we did. Where's it now? 123. That's what, about a 5% pullback? Let's see. I'll figure it out. My producer will figure it out, will he? $140, and it dropped to, what is it right now, 123. That's a 12% pullback. 12%. People go, wow, that never happened before. Gold. Don't give up on gold. People go, oh, there's gold, it's not going up anymore. Wait a minute. In the last 14 months, there was 2 million pounds or 1,000 tons of gold purchased. Put it in dollars, $66 billion worth of gold. About 90% or 82% was China. So China sit there and figure out they're competing against themselves. They're setting the price. Here, where's my gold price? Hold on, I'll find if I still have my chart up here. So they said, wait a minute, what are we doing? We're competing against ourselves. I don't have my gold chart here. Anyways, we're competing against myself, so they stopped buying. What was it? 23.35. So they stopped. They're smart. They stopped buying gold because they were setting the price against themselves. We got a great opportunity. You watch what happens to gold. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Check it out. It's free for 10 days. You're going to have fun. And also remember, you're going to make money when the market goes down.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to